Okay,
Okay.
so hi guys, happy Saturday to everyone. So last time, just to do a quick revision, we actually saw how to install a JMeter. We did not see how to record a traffic, which we are going to do it today. We saw some basic elements of JMeter, right? So I want everyone to be interactive in this session because this is more of interaction. Unless and until I don't understand how much you know about JMeter, I cannot proceed further. So right, this is our JMeter. We had JMeter which we had downloaded last time. So quickly, the main basic element is what we have to add. Thread group, right? Now this thread group, we had also discussed about what is number of threads, what is the ramp up period, how you're going to configure using infinite or giving a specific duration, or if you want to have iteration wise load test or something, right? So this is what we had discussed in the last session. Now today is the most important part where we are going to see how to record a traffic. So this process remains same for all of your UI application, that is user interface or web applications, right? So we were seeing the pet store, right? If you all remember, we were seeing the pet store. So what we have to do is we have to perf test this application. The very first thing what you are going to do is sign in. Suppose I have user one as my username and password as login. We are going to log in. Then I have to test it for my area, right? Now 20 people are there. They can dynamically select any of the item from here. That may be your fish or dogs or reptiles or cats or pork. We'll see how to make the script dynamically later. As of now, first just one flow we will concentrate is, suppose I want to buy a fish tank or fishes, right? Now I navigate on the fish UI. I have the types of fishes which I want to purchase. Maybe I will take one goldfish. It's the normal retail application we all have done on Amazon, Flipkart. Then we go to add to cart. Then we go to, now this is costing you $5.50. Then you go to proceed checkout, and then you go to, as of now we are not going to see all the ship to different address. This is a by default information given by Ocperf, that you can use this credit card details. Normally this will vary from user to user, right? If user one is accessing, they will have a different card type or card number, expiry, and so on. So we are not going to change anything on this page. It is just to give you an idea. We are going to use this fake only. Okay, so this is continue. Here we confirm, right? And here you see thank you, your order has been submitted, right? So you have made one order. Now what you're going to do is you're going to return to the main menu. You are going to sign out. So this is one functional flow. Functional flow which we have to perf test for 20 users, 20 concurrency, right? Now clear up till now? Any doubts till now? Okay, I take it as a no. Okay, now we'll start scripting. Sorry, we'll
Yeah,
start
I
scripting in JMeter. Yeah, go on. Someone said something?
yeah, yes.
Yeah.
So this is you just showed one time, like it's one time we are automating it. One person, right? So is it for one person automating, or how many? Like it's a load, right? Load testing. So how many people will be testing in that basis? So where do we see that how many people are, how many users are opening this site?
Yeah, okay. So this was a question for later, but anyway, I'll answer it now.
Okay, okay.
So this is a functional flow. We haven't yet automated it. Right. Now what we have to do, we have to capture all the requests from sign in to sign out in our JMeter. So we'll have some sort of request under this thread group. right? How it will come within next 5 minutes, you'll come to know. And then once we have all the requests, we have to do some scripting. We have to correlate some dynamic parameters. We have to pass some variables from CSV. How to do that? That I'll tell you. Once your this side, left side of the pane is filled with your all your requests, as you said, how many users it is testing, then all you have to do is play with this thing. So you have to access this page with 20 users. So you just put 20 users. So under thread group, the number of requests that would be present would be iterated by 20 different users. Right. If you want to iterate it for 100, just go ahead and write 100,000, whatever is your application requirement. Right. Now, the main thing we have to see is how to get all those requests under your thread group. That is one important thing which you have to learn in this session. With respect to your API, whether it be a REST call or a SOAP call, you do not have to record traffic. You directly get the request. You have to put it into HTTP request. We'll see that later. Okay, so as of now, just try to understand that we haven't yet started scripting. We have to capture this flow. Now, what do you mean by capturing this flow? Now, suppose if you go to your F12, right? Now, if I go sign in, so you see, this is one request which I see. So this is your request URL that has to be imported in your JMeter, right? So we are going to see how to get all these requests into your JMeter. Make sense?
Yes, Meg.
Okay, so we have a thread group. Now, for this, we have to record what in performance testing, you say that you have to record traffic. There are various other tools for the same purpose. You have load runner, you have new load, you have performance center, you have fiddler, you have blaze meter. There are many things. Since JMeter is an open source and it is widely used in industry, we are going to study with JMeter. So this is one thread group I have added. Now, to record the traffic, you have JMeter has given you something called as HTTPS test script recorder. This is again an element, but it is non-scripting or non-testing. That is the reason it is test under your non-test elements. Right. Now, if you see here, you have a start and a stop button. Right. Whenever I want to start recording my traffic, right, I have to start the button start. But before this, we have few things to be done at the browser end. Now, here if you see port 8888, it's not necessary that you have to take 8888 only. Any free port that is available, you can use that port. I am going with 8888. Now, what is your target controller? Now, if you see thread group here. This is what we have added. Just let me give a different name so it is clear. Okay, so if you see over here, it will say test plan demo. So this means that whatever recording, after you start this button, whatever recording you're going to do, you want it to group under demo. That is thread group. That is last session I told you that all the requests would be captured under your thread group. This is the basic element that the JMeter holds. And once you have thread group, you can group all the requests, and the entire thing is saved as .jmx, that is your JMeter script, right? So now you go this, we are going to say put each group in a new controller. Now, what does this mean? You will shortly come to know here. Now, you have this port 8888. In your browser, you have to listen to this port. So whatever action you are doing on this port would be recorded by JMeter. That is what this means. So I'm going to use Chrome. Chrome and IE share their properties. So you can just go ahead in your internet options, go to your connections, LAN settings. This is automatically detect settings. You have to just disable it, and you have to enable localhost, and this is the same port what we are using in JMeter. If you're using your 9999, you have to put the same port over in this browser, right? You have to put the same port 99999 or any port that is idle. You have to use that port, right? So normally, I think if you have to check the status of ports, there is one command and start. I guess so. So with that, with the help of that, you will come to know that the port is idle or listening. So now we are assuming that this is an idle port, and we are going to go ahead with 8888, right? So I'm just going to put here use proxy server for your LAN. We are going to a local host means this is the same system on which you are trying to record the traffic. You are asking the browser and the JMeter to connect. There is one, whenever two people talk, like I am communicating with you, so I'm communicating in English. It is by default understood that English is known to you, right? English is idle and you can listen to whatever I am saying. So that is how it is going to listen to all the traffic that is coming on your port 8888, right? And you have to just do this setting and you are done. Now what you have to do is, you have to just start this. Okay, this, okay, sorry, just let me stop it. I missed one step. Start. Now, if you remember, this is the same certificate root CA. You remember in the last session, we went in internet options. Okay, just let me stop, otherwise it was going to record. We went in internet options, we went in content certificates, and in trusted root certificate, we had imported this certificate. You go to import, next you just go and browse to the bin directory of Apache JMeter, and this is the certificate. So this is what it was showing you, the warning, right? You don't have to do it again and again. It is just one time thing. So now you see there are two copies. It doesn't matter, but I just wanted to revise it again, right? So once this is done, when you say start, it is saying that root CA certificate is created in JMeter bin directory and you can install it, and also whatever we have done it. In this case, the validity is 7 days. So every 7 days it would get expired. So you have to repeat the entire process for 7 days. Okay, now so let's start. We have started our recording. If you want, you can select prefix or transaction name. Let's study the naming conventions later. As of now, just concentrate on the topic. So if you see, I haven't even started anything. A transaction controller is already created, and you see an authorization manager, but this is not related to R. This is play.google.log the auth. It is not related to our request, right? Let me safe sidely just close everything, even this, right? So I'm just going to delete all this gibberish. Okay, now we have started. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the URL. I'm going to paste it. Okay, now let's see if the traffic is created or not. This is, see, you have to see google.com. Your domain here is what is petstoreopperf.com, right? So you have to just check if your relevant domain is there or not. I don't see, everything is Google. Again, it's Google. Again, it's Google address. Okay, just let me do one thing. Just check the settings again. Yeah, localhost 8888. Okay, okay. Going to go this. Okay, we're going to start it again. Okay, let's just do. Okay, and I'm going to do this. Okay. It's very strange. So this type of issues, it comes since it is an open source. You need to have patience. We are going to just restart our JMeter, and we are going to just refresh our settings. Go to JMeter.bin, launch JMeter. Any questions so far? We are launching JMeter.
So, Meghna, whenever we work on JMeter, we need to go and use activate our proxy
Yes, and we have
in
to,
real time also,
sorry, in,
real time system
yes.
also.
Yes. This is how, whatever, this is how you're going to do it even in your company. The only difference it would be that you would be using a proxy. I mean, your company would be having some kind of proxies. So you are just going to use those. That's it.
So I no
Your,
need to go to Internet Explorer and do it, or we have to go to the LAN settings and
you have
change
to
it.
do it. This is the only way you record the traffic. In JMeter, in Fiddler, in Load Runner, any tool you take, the process remains same. Okay, so now let's again try. I'm going to put a thread group. I'm going to put this. I'm going to start. Go to OK, and I'm going to put this. Okay. Let's see if we have. Okay, see. We have this petstoreoctoperf.com. It means it is capturing from our application, right? This is what we were trying to do it. Now let's do one thing. Let's go and sign in, right? Now once you sign in, you put user one. Sorry, I think it's without caps, and the password is pass. If you guys want to try it at home, you press a login button. Let's just go and okay, let's just go and check if, yeah, see, we got sign on form. Okay, this is all gibberish, we'll see. So okay, you see, we have put a username, we have put a password. What is the sign on is login, and we'll see what are these values. So as of now we are good till login, right? Now what we have to do, suppose we have to go on fish or dogs or anything, right? Then we have to go to goldfish, we have to add to cart, we have to proceed to checkout, we have to continue. I mean, you have to fill the details in your practical application, whichever you want it to be perf tested. You press on continue, you press on confirm, and you see thank you for your order has been submitted, and you are going to go to return to main menu, and you're going to sign out. Okay, that's it. You're going to close the browser. That's all the flow which you wanted. Once the flow is captured, just go and press stop. Right. Let's see what is there. But now, this is what I was talking about. The thread group. This is our thread group. Inside this, we have entire flow. Right. Now this flow is somewhere you are having a login page, somewhere you are having the username password entered, somewhere you are having the navigation that may be to a fish or a dog or a reptile. As of now we have fish. We'll see how to make it generalized. After fish, we have the details of the fish or the particular breed which we are selecting as displayed as details. We are adding it to the cart. We are purchasing that, and then finally once order is confirmed, we are signing off. So all these requests are listed here. Okay, so first thing what you have to do is, this is one major I won't say drawback, but this is one thing that comes with JMeter, is that apart from whatever traffic you are recording, right, on this port, my this thing IE was also open. So all these google.com and all, also these requests are being captured, right? So we need to either delete it or disable it. Disable is nothing but it's like commenting your code. So either you go here, you have a disable. This means when it comes like this in a light gray, that means it is commented. If you want to again have that request uncommented, you have an enable, right? The shortcut used for this is Control T. So if you see Control T. Now, how are you going to recognize, right, which is your relevant traffic, right? So it's very simple. This is the server name or a IP name. So let me just revert back my settings so that I can show you. Once you stop recording, right, so this is stopped, so you won't be able to open any site. If you see, you cannot open it. It is going to show you that internet unreachable or something like no internet, right? So you have to disable that proxy, because this proxy was just set for your browser to connect with your JMeter. Now since you have stopped it, it is not finding any internet, so you have to just revert back your LAN settings. Just do it automatic detect. Okay, go to Chrome. Okay, now you see. I hope this is basic, but still, if anyone doesn't have, it doesn't know or is not aware, we will just like to revise it. So this is one, what we call it. Okay, what we call is a URL. Now, if you see this part, HTTPS becomes your protocol, hypertext protocol or something, right? And this S is your secured. So this can be HTTPS, this can be HTTP, this can be FTP, this can be SMTP, this can be Citrix. So these all are what we called as protocols that is used for your communication. This petstore.ocperf.com or .org or whatever is your server name or your DNS, that is domain namespace. And from this action from this action catalog, this becomes your path, right? So this entire thing becomes your URL or URI, that is resource locator, right? So this is first part is your protocol, next is your domain, and post domain whatever you give becomes your path. So if you want to identify the relevant request, you have to just search for the relevant domain name. Now you see this is google.com, and in google.com there was something auto complete search happening at some of the browser level. So this is not relevant for this. So I'm going to just disable it. Getting any confusion so far?
Disable it means, how do you disable it? You delete that?
Either you delete it because you are very sure that this is not from your application, since the server name is google.com. You can either delete it. Normally I prefer not to delete it, since you all are just new to JMeter. You all might end up deleting the actual request. So many a times, if you see, this is a demo site, so you will see everything from a single domain. But for example, whenever you make an online purchase on Amazon or Flipkart, whenever you try to put the details of your card, there is always a third party involved, a bank or something. So that time your domains, you have to deal with multiple domains. So that will come with lot of practice, lot of judgment would be required, like how it goes. Or simple, just go to your application in Amazon also, just play around it, and every time you will see what domain you are having. You see, it's again pet store. You navigate to cats, you see, okay, category ID cats is added, but your, sorry, but your domain remains same. You go and select some Persian, you see this product ID is appended, but the previous one cat is gone. So this all is something that is called as indicator. That is your URI, your domain and the protocol remains same, but your indicator always keeps on changing. So you can even figure out from your UI that what domain your application is. As of now, this application is hosted only on one domain, so it is quite a bit simple, and I would suggest practice on a single domain. Once you are very well versed with the concepts, you can go and play with actual Amazon and Flipkart, and you can record the traffic and see how it goes. The flow remains exactly same, right?
Thank you.
So here I'm going to just disable it now. Petstore.oppuff, yeah, this is my domain. So this I'm not going to disable it because this I need it, right? Then again, you see this is from clients 4, this is from clients 4, this is Google, this is again safe browsing Google, this is mine. Okay, so I'm going to disable. You see this 9, this is again my what do you say, my domain, so I'm going to keep it enabled. Now this is again gibberish, I'm going to disable it. Then you see pet store, this is again gibberish. So you have to do this, there is no other way. There is one other way where you can exclude these type of things when you are recording, right? I purposely did not exclude it, you all can try it. So here see, you have request filtering. So you can just put your filtering include as petstore.com and exclude google.com. You can add the patterns what you want to include, you can add the patterns which you want to exclude. So this all comes in your advanced JMeter. We are not going to touch it. We'll just touch the basics part, the very layman where the where mistakes would be very less if you try to follow this flow, right? Then again, you see, yeah, it's a bit of a tedious thing, but it's fine. Since we are learning, we need to know how it works, right? So you just disable this. Now this is again Google. So I hope you understand. So just to save time, I'm going to fast disable things. Okay, fine. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, now there is a controller. Now in functional testing, many of you all are from automation and functional testing, we group the things, right? Now suppose if someone asks me, when you're trying to just sign in, so this sign in page, how much time does it takes? I just want to know this sign in. So in such cases, what we do, every action or every click that we make, like we made a click on sign in, we group all the requests for sign in one particular controller, that is a controller that is called as transaction controller, right? So we are going to do that. If you see, this is my home page. How did I come to know? I come to know from here. This is my home page. You see https petstore of catalog.action, and I'm able to see this, right? Now next is, what is this? Is sign on form. So when, just let me sign out. Okay, let me put F12. Now when I put a sign in, you see account.action sign on form, right? So this is my username password page. So this is what, if you try to see, this is your domain, this is your sign on, and the name value pair which is there, this is this account action sign on form. You see account action sign on form. Okay, now I'm going to enter user 1 and I'm going to enter pass. I'm just have to preserve log so that it doesn't go. Press login now.
So Meghna, how did this screen come to you on the right hand side?
Oh, okay, sorry. So this is just, you have to press F12.
In our system or
Yeah,
JMeter?
no, in your system. So this is your Chrome browser actually. This is your Chrome
Oh, okay.
browser where I am navigating. This is just for you to make understand that how scripting is done in JMeter. It is not really required, but I'm just trying to touch the basics. So you have to just, whatever page you want to navigate, it's just very much similar. Like if you want to navigate the elements, what is the code, right? So in performance
Okay.
testing, all you have to worry is about the network traffic. That is what we are capturing, right? So that is how the request, how it is coming into JMeter, that I'm trying to explain. So this we got it. Then we have this one. If you see category fish, now this, where we had selected the fish as our option. So you see the same request you will find in your, see, category ID fish. So this is how your traffic is captured from your browser to your JMeter. Clear? Any doubts around this? Because this is the basic thing. This is the only thing, that is how you are going to capture your UI or web application traffic into JMeter. Any doubts?
Meghna, today is my first day, so I have missed a lot, I think. Uh, I'll try to download the JMeter and then I'll follow this
Okay.
video, but if I need anything, I'll ping you.
Sure, sure. But actually, past two sessions were more of theoretical. Today only we have started scripting. We have just touched the basics. I think Ajay has already uploaded the videos. So you can go through it. And if you don't understand anything, you can get back to me anytime. That's not a problem. You don't have to wait for Saturday or Sunday to get back to me. Okay. Whenever
Sure.
I would find time, I'll try to revert.
Yeah,
It
sure.
So,
applies to
Thanks.
anyone in the group, right? So just post your queries. I would say please try to do at least this small activity in 5 days time, whenever you get. So it will be very clear, and once you do it after the session or very sooner, you will get a lot of doubts, and then I might be able to help you all out, because once after you open it after 2 or 3 months, maybe you would have lost interest, but it is very interesting. You just try to figure it out, and if there are any doubts, at least in recording, get back to me. Okay.
yeah,
Yeah.
Meghna, I have a question.
Yeah.
How did you disable the thread group? What did you use in our keypad, or
Yeah.
how
Okay.
did you?
So
Okay.
Control T.
if you have to disable anything, suppose we'll take this last request, you have to right click on this request. So you see, we'll see each and every one of this, but as of now, we are going to do it enable and disable. Now you see,
Okay.
this is a light gray thing. So it means it is already disabled. So you have to enable it. It will turn into dark black. Right. Again, you disable it. So this enable and disable is very much similar to double slash in your Java, or hyphen hyphen in
Yeah.
your VBA. Yeah.
Yeah.
And the shortcut is also there. It is good to remember, but if not, it is fine. You can use Control T. Control
Okay.
T means if it is disabled, it is going to enable, and if it is enabled, it is going to be disabled. That is toggle. That is the reason it is a Control T. Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay.
Yeah. Okay, so moving on. Now the actual scripting starts. Now see what happens. For the safe side, now I'm going to just delete it so that you all are not more confused. This is my home page. Right, okay, let me just delete it because we would require to disable the actual request. Delete means either you press delete or you just go and cut it, or delete is not there. Okay, you can press delete or you can cut it. Okay, that's there. Now, as of now, I'm just going to disable everything. Okay, now this is one single. This means your home page. Home page means I'm going to even cut short this, sign out. This is my home page. Home page is, I hope you all know, but still, home page is any page. Once you hit a domain, whatever page comes on your screen is called as your home page, right? Now, for our home page, this is the URL, right? So what we are going to do, now we are just going to run it. Okay, how we are going to run it, we are going to see. So as of now, since we are scripting, we are just going to check with one user and for one iteration, whether it is working or not. We are not actually doing the load test. We are just seeing if the script that we have recorded, are we getting the results or not. Now, to see the results, we have something called as listener. Okay, now what is this listener? Listener is going to listen to your request and it is going to give you the output, whether it is passed or failed or what are the parameters that you are passing. So these are all various types of listeners. We are just going to see the view result tree, right? So this is how it looks. Now we'll just run this green button on the top. I think this green button on the top means that you have to run the way you'll do it in Java, right? Compile and then run as a Java application in your Eclipse, right? So it's very much similar. You have to just press start. Oh, okay. We did not save it, so we'll just save it. We are just going to say, what is today's date? 26 September. Demo. See, if you see by default, it is taking file types as JMX, which I told you, right? All the requests that are grouped under your thread group is grouped under your JMX. So you see 26, you see there is another JMX, right? So this is today's JMX. Now, if you see, oh, we get this something, right? Initially it was blank. Once we saved it, we said, okay, let's come back to this page a little later. Now, this is the request. So what is happening? The request which you had grouped here, petstore https action.com, is come over here. Now we have to check what is the response. Now response is something not readable, correct? So what we have to do, there are various types of formats in which you can view a result. There is a text, this is a particular text, in text format it is. You can see there is something related to HTML, right? Regex tester, we are going to see it shortly. Boundary extractor, let's not go there. CSS, let's not go there. JSON path will see. Now HTML. We have to see our output. We have to see a page like this, right? So what we can do is we can view the page as HTML, right? So here we have not embedded all the resources. That is the reason you are looking the page like this. So all the things won't be there, but you see salt water, fresh water, various breeds is there, cats is there, then you have a sign in button, you have somewhere search button. So yeah, so this request is fine for us, right? This is fine for us. Now the next step for us is to click on a sign in button. We need user 1 and we need the password and login. So if you see, if I am able to successfully log in, there comes a button called as sign out. So we'll try to achieve this page. This is a bit difficult one and a very basic one which is required everywhere. So just give extra attention. Right now, I'm going to enable the next request and I'm going to enable, since this has username and password, and this is the same page after login. So I have enabled this. Now let's see. This is like broom where you try to clear whatever is present in your listeners. So this button will delete from the single listener. If you have multiple listeners and you have to erase data from multiple listeners, you have to use this, right? So let's just try to run it. Okay. Now you see, I again have a sign in button, right? I again have a sign in button, username. So if you want to go, you can check in your request, what is the request. So as of now, it's just a sign on form. Now you go to the next one and you see, you have given username, okay? You have given password, right? And response, as of now, you don't have, you get sign out over here. And you get welcome ABC over here. So if you see welcome ABC over here. You have signed in. right? But if you see the very next request, again it is sign in. So that means you have went successfully signed in. At least the issue you are getting with the login now, or it's confusing.
So technically we have not signed in yet.
Yes. So this is a
This is the
ma'am, what
error we
is
got.
difference between URL and URI? Okay. Yeah. So yeah. So in this request you see welcome ABS but ABC. But after that in the next subsequent request it should also show me sign out and my account, right? So it is not. If you see here, it is still showing me a sign in. So the main reason for this, now let's revisit this action 12, this request. Now see, username is fine, pass is fine, the sign on is fine, but what is this? What value is this? You see source page, you see front page, FP. I mean, it is by my experience, I'm saying that this is a front page, but this is a source page and this is a FP, front page. So these values are the values which are dynamically generated by the server and it is coming in your request. I know it's a lot, but still try to understand. See, there is always, when you say you are securing, you are using a secured protocol, right? So you try to pass something like even bank details if you try to put. So those all are encrypted format and the same key value cannot be used every time. So such kind of values during login when it is generated, it is I mean the dynamic values are generated by the servers and you have to handle this. Now what do you mean by dynamic? When I recorded the traffic by having this proxy setup, that time the value of source page was this, the value of FP page was this. Now to make it more clear, let's just go here. Okay, I'm going to press F12 to understand the request. Okay, I'm going to do a sign in. Okay, I'm going to do it user one. I'm going to do a pass. Okay, just going to clear. Okay, now login. Now if you see account action, see the source page, the value is different this time. This is W starting with W and here we see it is starting with P6 something. Even for the FP page, if you see, the value starts with JQ and here you see the value starts with 8. So these all are called as dynamic values which are generated by the servers and we need to handle these values. Now, how do you handle? See, the very basic logic. When this is your request, at least this is very much clear, right? This is your request. In your request, as a key value pair, you are passing source page and you are passing some value. So this value is received from the server in the previous request response. Okay, makes sense. Now see, in 12 in request you are getting, so the thing what you have to do is you have to go one step ahead or before and you have to search for these values in response of this request. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just go make it as a text because I have to actually search something and I'm just going to search for source. You see, now the server has passed your source value as this. It has given you the response. It has given you the value of source page starting with OD. But in the subsequent request, you are passing the source page as P, which is not done. That is the reason you are not able to log in. So what we have to do is we have to capture this value at every iteration, whatever value of the source page would be given by the server has to be put in the subsequent request here. Now, how are you going to do? To capture such values, we have to use regular expressions. Everyone is aware of what a regular expression is, right? So I hope you all are aware of regular expressions, correct? So here it is a post processor. Now, assertions we have seen where you, assertions we haven't seen, sorry. We have seen listener, which is a view result tree, which is very much similar to your request where you get all your request and response. Now we are going to see another element of JMeter, and that is a post processor. In post processor, there is a regular expression extractor. Now, why are you using a post processor? I'm using post processor because simple. Once this request is hit, I am getting a response, right? In this response, I want this value to be searched. So once the response is received, I want to search this value. That is the reason it is a post processor. If you want something to be done as part of your request, as part of your before response, that will come as a pre-processor. So for example, I want to pass today's date. So it is going to be a pre-processor because today's date is 26 September, that is universal, right? So I'm going to go ahead. I did add, I went to post processor and I added a regular expression extractor, right? So this, now we have to fill all these things. First one, name of the created variable, right? So if you go in the result tree, what am I trying to capture? I'm trying to capture the value of source page, correct? So your value should be, sorry, your value should be meaningful because there are going to be multiple values which you have to write regular expression for. I do follow such naming conventions. It depends on you how you want to give the name of the value, because a variable can be passed through CSV, a variable can be passed directly from a data source like database, a variable can be passed directly like from the server. So the values which we are capturing from the server are called as correlation or parsing. So I follow the naming conventions that whatever values come from the server, I put it as core underscore or parse underscore. If it is coming from a data file, I put it as var underscore. We'll see those. So as of now, this is a correlated value. So I'm going to put correlated value as core underscore page. Have habit of giving the name over here also. So when your script becomes complex, because you'll understand, okay, this is the regular expression for your core underscore source page. Now you have to fill in this blank, that is regular expression. Don't go into complexity. I am going to give you one simple trick, just follow that. Okay, now you just go here, copy the entire thing up till here, right? So you want to have the source page value. Okay, here is a regex tester. So you have to just paste this value. Now, this is your value, right, which you want to pass. Simply select that, put a open and close bracket. So whatever value will be coming will be captured. Now let us understand this. Okay, now what we did, we copied the entire string. This is the value which we want to extract. Now this is called as your left boundary. So how this works is, in your response, it is going to check for the match of the left boundary. Wherever it gets a first hit of page underscore value, whatever you have given at the left side, it will start. Now up till equal to, it is a match. After that, whatever is there, this dot star question mark means please continue to capture the value until I acquire the first inverted comma and a first backslash. So that is how, and this is the output of the value which you are getting, right? Clear in this regular expression? Any doubts? It's just simple. People will say a lot of things that you need to know this, you need to know. Just follow this and you are good with 95% of the regular expressions that are used in JMeter. Of course, there are a lot of complicated regular expressions which we write, but it is not required. We can just simplify it. So now, whatever value will be coming in this will be saved under your core underscore page. So I'm going to put this as my regular expression. Now this template is just put $1. Let's not more complicated. We are good with $1. Now match number is like the first match. Now you are giving your left boundary as page value. So the very first match, you want that value to be captured. So you just give it as 1. And default value is in case if the regular expression is unable to find the value, what is the default value which you want to be put? You can use empty default value. I normally have an habit of saying that source page not found, right? So just save it. Now you have captured the value, but you need to pass this value in your request, that is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to delete it. The way you pass your value of the variable in JMeter is $, open curly brace, and just close the curly brace. That's it. That's how you capture. This is how you pass a variable. That may be any variable coming from your data source or coming from your CSV or coming from your correlation. This is the standard syntax of passing your JMeter variable, right? So you have to put $, you have to open a curly brace, sorry, you have to close a curly brace. Yeah. Okay, and this is the variable name which you want to substitute the value for. Any doubts?
Meta, Anand here.
Yeah.
I just want to know that in right boundary, whatever, whenever we skip the space before backslash
Mm-hmm.
in regex,
Mm-hmm.
what happened? Will it be trimmed or will throw error?
No. Okay. Now if you see here, just let's go back. Here you are saying, right?
Right.
Now if you just, delete the space.
Yes.
See, your value differs. You see, your value comes up till href. Is this the value you are looking for?
Yes.
No. You are looking for only this value, na? Because the next value is for FP page.
Yes. Yes. Yes.
So
Okay.
you have to give very, very accurate left and right boundaries. Otherwise, your page will be failing, because instead of the core page value will be found, but the entire value that will be up till here, till here, this value would be replaced. Just let's try, okay? Since it's a doubt, let's first try with the correct one. Is it okay? Then we can go with the wrong one. Anand?
Yes. Right.
Otherwise it would create more confusion, right? Now
Right.
see, we have only a source page, but we have to handle even FP page. As I showed here, even the FP is starting with JQ, and here FP is starting with 85. So let us quickly capture the same thing. Come on, anyone can unmute themselves, and we'll just correlate this one value and we will stop for the day. Anyone wants to just share the steps? Never mind, even if it is wrong, because that is how we are going to learn, okay?
It is the same, I think now.
No. First, you have to tell me what I have to do. Add. I have to go in.
Add post processor,
Okay. I have to go in regular expression.
regular
Right.
expression. Yeah.
Then I have to put a name. Since
Regular
it is a
name.
front page, we are going to see FP page. Okay. Now, once I take this, I'm going to go here. Okay. Now, a question. where in which request number am I supposed to find this? 5, 9, 12, 12.0, 12.1?
In the same page we were working
Yes,
previously.
correct. In the same page, right? So I'll just go to text for safe side just to get the entire string. I'm going to search for FP. Okay. Now, quick. This, I have to copy the entire thing up till here, right?
Yeah.
Then I have to switch for regular expression extractor. Now, this is the value I am looking for, correct? Right. So I have to just open and close bracket. And inside this bracket, I am just going to say dot star question mark. That is my left boundary is FP invert value is equal to keep on capturing. This dot means keep on capturing the value until you get the right boundary as colon and backslash. So just see test. Yeah. So this is the value which I am looking for. If you see the match is this and this is going to be replaced. So this is my regular expression. I'm going to put in a core FP page template. We are going to give $1. I have to hit the first match. We'll see what is 0 a bit later. I mean tomorrow. Default value, we can just say FP page not found. And we have to just put this FP page in our dollar, open brace, dollar. Right. Now let's see if we are able to log in. Let's go to HTML. Sign in, sign out. But it's again sign in, so we are not able to log in. Right. Anyone knows the reason? There should be a... Anyone? Okay. Okay. So you got the difference? If we try to see here, so sign in, this is sign in, this is sign out, and this is sign out. Initially, we were not able to sign, we were getting your sign in, means you have successfully logged in. Now why? First time when we did it, what was happening, there was a J session ID. Again, this comes from practice. There was a J session ID present in your cookie. So we have to, it is a practice that has to be followed, that you have to clear cookie on each iteration. So I just added an element. You go here and you go into your config element. We'll see tomorrow what is config element because we are going to play with CSV. I went ahead and added a cookie manager. Now this cookie manager, what it is doing, you have to instruct what you have to do. There are applications where cookies are needed, but in performance testing, normally we do not use cookies. We clear them at every cookies, and if they are there, then you have to just specify what type of cookie clearing you want to control. So ignore or standard, or we are just going to clear cookie on each iteration. So are you able to get it? Now see, this was what I was talking about, cookie data, J session ID. So we just cleared it and we are able to log in here in the response. So as of now, we have completed the flow till here. So we have just, again, I'll show what we have done is, this is our home page. We went ahead, we got sign in on this page, we got source page and FP page. We handled both of the variables and we clicked on login and we got this sign out and we are here. So we'll resume tomorrow from here and we'll complete tomorrow the scripting and we'll do one load test as per our plan. So we are still, I mean, this will be all simultaneously. We are learning different elements. We have done this. We'll be learning different elements and we'll be completing a script and we'll perform a load test and we'll monitor also tomorrow. Okay. Any doubts in today's session? I see a chat. What is, ma'am, what is difference between URL and URI? So, okay, URI is, it is an identifier for your specific request or your specific, what you say, page. So when I say, when maybe it is like, uh, suppose if you are reading a book, right, and you have completed only 25 pages, so you put a bookmark or you put something to recognize that you have to resume from here. So it is an indicator for you that you have completed your reading up till this base. So URI is nothing but your identifier, and URL is also, it operates on your protocol, like how you are accessing that URI is with the help of HTTP or with the help of FTP or some any other protocol, right? Are we good, Rudrika?
Meghna,
Yeah.
uh, while login, the password was encrypted, but in the JMeter, it showed as displayed as pass.
Yeah, so that you have to take care if your application is banking specific. We'll see how to cover that part. We have not yet covered. So in the recording, see, even in the front end, if you see, it is going to come a star star star. But if you see as your in your request, because you actually need to know, right, request, right? And I have to go into, oh, I'm sorry, this is not the request we are looking for. See, here, it is pass, because this is what you need to know. If you're passing pass 1 and if it is still encrypted, you would never be able to see what is the actual password. But yes, there are some applications where even in JMeter you are not allowed such kind of passwords. It is encrypted only. So we have to pass this using CSV. We'll see it tomorrow. But from the HTML point of view, if you see uh, in this page, sorry, it is still encrypted the way you see it on your browser.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. Any further questions? Okay, I take it as a no. Thank you all. And I really would appreciate if you all could take 5 or 10 minutes. It won't be taking much time. Just go and try to record a traffic. If you all want, I can just share the URL on the chat. If anyone has to try it. So things would be much more clearer in tomorrow's session. Okay, this is the URL. You all can please make a note of it. It is very, very simple one. Once you understand all the concepts from this, I think 80% of the scripting part is already covered in this, right? So we've covered approximately 40% today. The rest will be covering tomorrow. I assume if there are no doubts, we are good to drop this call.
Thanks, Meghna.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Happy Sunday. Thanks. Bye.
Yeah, you too.
Thanks.